2 videos in 2 days. Not bad at all. Now, before I even say anything, this will probably be my most disliked video I've ever made. So, I'm really excited. Recently, I've been getting a couple of requests to review a new album that came out last week. If you read the title of the video, I'm sure you already guessed which album that is. It's the new album from California skate punk band Pennywise. I'm sure everyone is familiar with the group. They've released several albums on Epitaph. They're actually one of the original bands from that label, so they've definitely more than made a name for themselves with how much people just seem to go crazy over them. I'm neglecting to review their album, and instead I'm going to offer an explanation as to why that is. The reason for that is just that I really, really, really hate Pennywise. Like, wow. In my opinion, Pennywise is to punk music what Transformers is to film. Yeah, so, I mean, if you saw my upload yesterday, you might be a little confused as to why I'd be saying this. I mean, I literally just made a video addressing how people should listen to the music that interests them, regardless of popularity, and regardless of what anyone else thinks, and here I am tearing on one of those mainstream bands. That video still reigns true in my opinion. I did, however, omit any mention of Pennywise in that video, because my criticisms of that band go way beyond mere popularity. I'm just going to go one by one through my criticisms, and we'll see what you think by the end of it. My first criticism is really just that, I mean, we all know that punk music that tends to be left-leaning, i.e. most of it, can be often construed as cliche. We all know this. Now, this is just an unfortunate result of the lyrical barriers in punk music. Of course, there's only so many ways to conjugate fuck capitalism, so I sympathize with the punk rock struggle, I really do. Now, I'm a libertarian, so I very rarely agree with the punk rock lyrical themes or the punk rock struggle, but I do understand that bands that are tied to emotional convictions have borders around the kinds of areas they dare to tread, possibly out of fear of being alienated by the punk scene. I've actually been having a great back and forth with fellow YouTuber by the name of Ivan the Heathen on his channel about why it is that so many punk bands seemingly refuse to deviate from the norms of the punk milieu. However, Pennywise literally acknowledges this and takes full advantage of being a mind-numbing cliche of a band to the point where it's absolutely abysmal. With songs like Fuck Authority and Revolution, you really cannot get any less information of a band's deeper political views. And I just can't stand any band that can't be bothered to at least put their own spin on punk lyrical themes. So that's the first thing that I find just despicable about Pennywise. The second thing is, my god, if you're going to rep the anti-capitalist thing, that's fine. It's not for me, but whatever. The more power to you. But how the hell can you do this and still be 100% fine with playing giant corporate-sponsored festivals and charging $40 for t-shirts and playing shows that are marked up through the roof? That same argument can be made against a band like NoFX, I suppose, but at least NoFX has redeeming qualities in their music. This is really just another chunk of shit to throw in the Pennywise pile. I just noticed this because I've attended several music festivals that Pennywise happen to be playing, and I really just can't find any justification for a band completely betraying their own philosophical views when it's convenient for them, while still attempting to save face in the punk scene. It makes no sense to me, so that's just the second reason. The third reason, and this one's probably the worst of all, but the sound. Sweet fucking Jesus. I mean, if you just took the lousiest, watered down pop-punk melodies and meshed in a stock punk rock vocalist with little to no musical creativity whatsoever, you'd get Pennywise in my opinion. What makes it just so much worse though, is that people actually have the audacity to compare Pennywise to Bad Religion. Like, my brain can't even comprehend that. The average listener would actually require a thesaurus to decipher what any given Bad Religion song was even about. This is because Greg Graffin's lyrical abilities are just so far beyond any other punk band out there. The man is a confirmed genius with multiple degrees, including like a PhD in... Like, he's a university professor at UCLA, for Christ's sakes. Placing Pennywise anywhere near Bad Religion is the absolute worst kind of insult to not only Bad Religion, but to me, as fucking Bad Religion being my favorite band. I'm not saying that Pennywise aren't huge Bad Religion fans. They definitely did attempt to completely rip off Bad Religion musically, so that only begs the question, what does Pennywise actually bring to the table that hasn't been achieved and surpassed in leaps and bounds by virtually any other punk band ever? I don't know. I mean, I just find it completely mind-boggling that people can take that band seriously at all. To me, they're just literally the kind of band you'd see in a low-budget family movie with punk rock band number 6 playing in the background. It's not fun the way pop punk is. It's not at all provocative in the way some hardcore bands are. So it's just like, what's the point? There's no memorability at all. I just don't understand. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills whenever somebody brings them up. I just, I don't know. If any Pennywise fans are watching this, or if any of my subscribers are Pennywise fans, I apologize, but it's just the way I feel. I owe the people who have been asking me to review the new album an explanation as to why I'm not going to. And if you feel like I was too harsh, by all means, comment down in the section below. Tell me what I don't understand, because clearly the rest of the world is hearing something that I'm not. And honestly, I don't like getting all negative about bands that I don't like. I usually just ignore them. However, I've had this new album shoved in my face for the last week, and I just needed to vent about it for a while. So, I mean, that's basically that. I'm going to have a new album review out shortly, so keep a lookout for that. Until next time, peace out.